Good day, everyone. Today I am going to discuss about angiotensin receptor blocker drugs. So before I am going to explain the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs, first we have to understand what is the angiotensin receptor. So first we have to understand what is the angiotensin receptor. Then I will later I will discuss how these drugs block the angiotensin receptor. So first I am going to discuss how the what are the function of the angiotensin receptor. So later we can easily understand how the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs can work on that receptor and how it is effective in the congestive heart failure. Then we will understand better. So before we have to understand what is the angiotensin receptor. In this lecture I am going to discuss about angiotensin 2 receptor because angiotensin 1, 3 and 4 are not that much useful to discuss in the pharmacological purpose. So first we have to understand these angiotensin are location of this angiotensin receptor. So first we have to understand the subtype of angiotensin 2 receptor. Mainly it's two type. It has two subtype angiotensin receptor like angiotensin 1 and angiotensin 2. And if we talk about the location of the angiotensin 1, then it's located in the vascular and the myocardial tissue and in kidney and the adrenal glomerular cells and the brains. And in case of the angiotensin 2 AT2, it's present in the brain, kidney and the fetal tissue. So now we will discuss a little bit of function of this and AT1 and AT2. AT1 helps in the vasoconstriction, growth and the hypertrophy of myocardial cells. And AT2 it's work as the opposite to the AT1. Now I am going to discuss of the action of angiotensin 2 receptor. It helps in the vasoconstriction because the normally is blood is flowing in the blood vessel when it's normally when there is no activation of the angiotensin 2 receptor. And when the angiotensin 2 receptor get activated, then this blood vessel becomes narrow in diameter. When this blood vessel becomes narrow in diameter, when the angiotensin 2 receptor work on the blood vessel, it becomes narrow in that blood vessel. And due to narrowing of the diameter of this blood vessel, it that lead to increase in the blood pressure, and it also helps in the synthesis of aldosterone. Like it increases the synthesis of aldosterone. Like in case the increase in the synthesis of aldosterone, suppose this is the nephron. Suppose this is the one nephron here, and this is the efferent arteriole, and this is the efferent arteriole. When the angiotensin 2 receptor acts on the angiotensin 2 receptor acts on the efferent arteriole, then there increase in the sodium reabsorption. And we know that the when there is the absorption of the sodium along with water is also get absorbed. So when it increase the synthesis of aldosterone, that lead to retention of the salt and water, and that lead to increase in the blood volume. If there will be the increase in the blood volume, that lead to also increase in the blood pressure. So increase in the synthesis of aldosterone, it lead to sodium ion reabsorption. Sodium ion reabsorption. It also increases the growth of the vascular and the cardiac muscle. So when that the angiotensin 2 receptor get activated, suppose this is the heart, this is not anatomically correct, just for lecture purpose. Suppose this is the heart. When the angiotensin 2 receptor get activated, then it becomes thick, like thickness occur here, extra thickness occur in the heart. So there the hypertrophy of the heart occur, and that also affect the blood pressure. So that it causes hypertrophy of heart, cardiac hypertrophy. It also increases the permeability of endothelium cell in the large artery. Like when the angiotensin 2 works on the large artery of the endothelium cell, that increases the permeability of the this blood, and that fluid accumulate outside of the blood vessel. That lead to the accumulation of fluid when the angiotensin 2 get activated. It also increases the force of contraction. It means when the extracellular calcium comes in the intracellular, when the extracellular calcium comes in the intracellular, then the influx of the calcium ion occur, and that lead to the contraction of the myocardial cells, and that lead to the increase in the force of contraction. It also increases the sympathetic nervous system, and that lead to the increase in the myocardial contractibility. We all know that the sympathetic nervous system get activated in the case of the emergency condition. So this is also called the fear, fight and flight. It is always active in the case of the emergency condition. So that lead to the increase in the myocardial contractibility. It also increases the cardiac muscle cells, so that it lead to increase in the vascular internal thickness of the heart. So when the internal thickness get increases, that lead to change in blood pressure also. So these are the main function of the angiotensin. So now I am going to discuss about the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs. So now we will understand easily how these drugs works on the congestive heart failure patient. So now I am going to discuss the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs. So this is our main topic. So these are the drugs for the ARV: losartan, valsartan, and candesartan, and the telmisartan. These are the drugs which is used as the ARV drugs. Angiotensin receptor blocker drugs are orally active compound that completely block the angiotensin 2 to bind at the angiotensin 2 receptor. So there is no more action of the angiotensin 2. But in case of the ACE inhibitor drugs, it inhibit the action of ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme function. So there is no more production of angiotensin 2 from the angiotensin 1. which is already discussed in my previous video in the detail. So you can learn from there. ACE inhibitor drugs. There is the well explained. Everything is explained in that video. By using this diagram, I will explain how the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs works on the angiotensin 2 receptor. We will explain one by one in each diagram. So as discussed before, the angiotensin 2 receptor present in the blood vessel, a smooth muscle of the blood vessel. So like here is the angiotensin 2 receptor, and at the artery side and at the vein side there is also angiotensin 2 receptor. And this receptor works, the artery and the vein becomes constrict, and it decrease in the diameter of the artery and vein, and that lead to increase in the blood pressure. But when the this angiotensin receptor blocker, when the angiotensin receptor blocker works on the artery side and the venal side, at the vein side, then it get dilated. And later I will explain what is the effect when that will get dilated. This angiotensin receptor blocker drugs also works on the zona glomerulosa, and so when there is no effect of, I discussed already before, when the angiotensin receptor only get activated, then the sodium ion, salt and water retention occur, and that lead to the increase in the blood volume, and that causes increase in the blood pressure. But when the angiotensin receptor block drugs works on the zona glomerulosa, then there is no more activation of the angiotensin 2 receptor, so there is no effect of the angiotensin 2, and so that also lead to the decrease in the blood pressure in the patient. So it's also beneficial for the congestive heart failure when the zona glomerulosa get blocked by the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs. So now when this ARB drugs acts on the artery and the vein, then what happens? Then it gets dilated, and due to that there will be the decrease in the venous return. When the artery and the vein get dilated, the venous return is reduced. And also if there is reduced venous return, then also there will be a reduced cardiac output. If also and there will be also a decrease in the systolic blood pressure. And we have to look here now. When the angiotensin receptor blocker drugs works on the zona glomerulosa, then what happens? There is no more synthesis of the aldosterone, so the aldosterone level goes down, and due to decrease in the level of aldosterone, that also lead to decrease in the retention of salt and water. So there is no more retention of salt and water. Due to that, there is a reduced in the blood volume, and it also lead to decrease in the blood pressure in that patient. Also, I discussed before the sympathetic nerve ending. Helps in the contractibility of the myocardial cells. So when there is the action of the ARB on the sympathetic nerve ending, because the angiotensin 2 receptor also present in the brain. So when it acts on the sympathetic nerve ending, that lead to reduction of the contractibility of the myocardial cells. So this also reduce the blood pressure in the congestive heart failure patient. This ARB also acts on the hypothalamus, and we know that the at the hypothalamus angiotensin 2 produces thrust. If the patient is suffering from the congestive heart failure, and when we give that drug, ARB drug, then the patient cannot feel thirst and they don't want to drink water. If they don't drink water, then there is also reduction of the blood volume. So there is also reduction of the blood volume, and that also lead to the decrease in the blood pressure, and that lead to decrease in blood pressure. So how it's also beneficial in the congestive heart failure patient. So the ARB also acts on the efferent arteriole at the angiotensin 2 receptor, and that also leads in the dilation of the efferent arteriole, and that also reduces glomerular hypertension in the kidney. So that also lead to decrease in the blood pressure. As a whole, if we can see the function of the ARB and the ACE inhibitors are same. Real difference between the ARB, the real difference between the ARB and ACE inhibitor is that the ARB directly block the angiotensin 2 receptor, but the ACE inhibitor it's inhibit the action of the angiotensin converting enzyme, and that lead to the decrease in the level of angiotensin 2. Now I am going to discuss the side effect of the ARB drugs. The ARB drugs have the same type of the side effect as ACE inhibitor. So we except the cough and the angioedema, there is no side effect of ARB drugs in the cough and angioedema. And so we also use the same mnemonics like before, captopril, and rest are the same side effect in the ARB drugs. So I already discussed why the cough is a side effect of the ACE inhibitor. These are I already discussed in detail in my previous video. You can watch there in the ACE inhibitor drugs like the angioedema, proteinuria, test change, hypotension, why hypotension occur, and the pregnancy, why these drugs are contraindicated in the pregnancy, NRASes, increase in the potassium and the renin level, why this increase, and why there is the low level of angiotensin 2 and the aldosterone. I already discussed in my previous video in the detail. You can watch my previous video, ACE inhibitor drugs. There is one thing to understand, that why we are giving the ARB drugs. Even the ACE inhibitor drugs are very good in case of the congestive heart failure. So first we have to understand the side effect of the ACE inhibitor, because the ACE inhibitor that causes the bad side effect, we can call bad side effect, the cough and the angioedema, and due to this side effect, some people cannot tolerate the ACE inhibitor drugs. So we have to give the ARB drugs as a substitute of the ACE inhibitor drugs, so the patient can tolerate cough and angioedema if we give the ARB drugs to the congestive heart failure. And also we have to prefer these drugs once a daily, so that will be the better for the congestive heart failure. If the patient have have any kinds of problem with the cough and the angioedema, we have to prefer ARB drugs.